This is day 10 of mindset shifts that changed my life. I want to talk about from proving to becoming. So, with that, a lot of people are trying to prove something. You ever feel like that? You're just trying to prove something, prove they're good enough. You're just trying to prove you can succeed, or prove people wrong, right? Prove you belong. Okay, that can drive you for a while. All right, maybe it's a little chip on your shoulder, whatever. But eventually, it wears you out. It's exhausting, right? Because the proven's external. All right, becoming is internal. Okay, we're worried about us. On the becoming side, we're worried about us. Proving, we're worried about everybody else, worried about what everybody else thinks. So today I want to talk about that final shift in this series, okay? From proving to becoming, okay? But first, good morning, team, says Danielle. How are you? Hey, before we get into today, let's zoom out a little bit, as my friend Tyler Kirk says. None of this stuff stands alone, right? The shifts all stack, right? We talked on day one, we talked about from waiting to taking action. Some of you guys remember this. You haven't been here every day, but all of these live on YouTube. So if something piques your interest on this, you can go back and grab them. On day one, we talked about going from waiting to taking action. So you stopped waiting and you started moving. All right. Day two, from victim to ownership, right? We talked about extreme ownership. You stopped blaming, started taking control. Good morning, Dave Howard. Yeah, the dream team. Ooh. Day three, we talked about going from perfection to progress, right? Somebody said, 80% done by something. Done's better than perfect. I don't know. You stopped overthinking and started executing on day three, okay? Day four, we went from busy to productive, okay? You stopped just filling your time, started focusing on results. Good morning, Marvin Sedarius. Good to see you in here every day. Love to see it. Hey, day five, we went from fear to action, right? Stopped waiting for confidence and started moving anyway. We understand that the confidence comes after the action, okay? Day six, one of my favorites, going from scarcity to abundance. Stopped playing small, started thinking bigger. Day seven, you stopped trying to control everything and started building systems by going from control to trust in the process. Oh, we got to start over. Bubba's here now. And I added to that, attack the process, right? Day eight, we went from knowing to doing. You stopped consuming, started executing, okay? And on day 9, yesterday, you stopped chasing quick wins, okay? Started playing the long game by going from short-term thinking to long-term thinking. And here we are at day 10 to bring it all together. And one of the things that I've been doing with this is talking about old belief versus new belief. The old belief, okay, is I need to prove myself. This shows up as chasing validation, frankly, comparing yourself to others, right? We do that, trying to impress other people, tying your worth to results, right? It creates pressure, creates insecurity, keeps you looking outward, right? Looking for that validation all the time. So that old belief of I need to prove myself, we need to update to the new belief of I'm becoming the person I'm meant to be. That's internal. This is grounded. When you can do that, it's grounded. It's sustainable. You're not chasing approval. You're building identity, okay? And it wouldn't be right if I didn't share a few quotes today, right, from my friends. I'm sure they're wondering how I'm doing today. But Jim Rohn says success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. It is to be attracted by the person you become. I like that one. Ed Milet, who does own property here in Maine, by the way. The person you become is far more important than what you achieve. I would argue. I would agree with that 100%. And then you can't have a bunch of quotes without quoting Tony Robbins, right? It's not about achieving your goals. It's about who you become in the process. I like that one. I like them all, actually. So if there were a core lesson today, it would be that when you're trying to prove something, you're always chasing, okay? You're always measuring yourself against others. You're never fully satisfied. Always moving the goalposts, right? But when you shift into becoming, everything changes, okay? You focus on growth, discipline, standards, consistency. Results become a byproduct of all that.